Well, did you find the Hall of Herodiana? If I could have a moment of your time, I often read about great witches in my limited free time. There are many. Incredible! Then you found Herodiana's outfit. May I see it? Simply go to the Hall of Herodiana. It's at the base of the Defense Against the Dark Arts Tower. Of course, I'd pay anything. I believe you can. I'm Sophronia, by the way. And I need help from someone who's at least a 5th year. I can't wait to see Herodiana's famous ensemble. Perhaps I'll make myself a copy. Would you get Herodiana's signature outfit and show it to me? Are you familiar with Herodiana Byrne? Don't answer that. Of course you're not. No one seems to know of her but me. You double-crossing cur. I can't believe I told you about the Hall of Herodiana. Oh, how grand! You'll look as majestic as Herodiana herself, the greatest Depulso master of all time. According to what I've read, her signature outfit may still be there. I would love to see it. You don't deserve to possess such an invaluable and historic outfit. There, you'll find a series of Depulso puzzles concealing pieces of Herodiana's ensemble. You're my second favourite hero! She once saved orphans from a wild Grafhorn by banishing it over Stonehenge. That's on Salisbury Plain. Oh, I should have waited and done it myself. It would have only been 2 more years. Then one day, she just disappeared. Some say she actually banished herself. No one knows for sure. She once banished a meddlesome dark wizard all the way to Durmstrang while she was in the Alps. She's only the single greatest Depulso master of all time, even taught at Hogwarts, briefly. Of course. Inside a secret hall at Hogwarts, which you need to know Depulso to enter, is a series of puzzles. It's a travesty she's not more well known. In her later years, she taught at Hogwarts, but only for a short while. Just long enough to build a secret hall, it appears. If you solve them all, you'll be rewarded with Herodiana Byrne's signature outfit, which I would very much like to see. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said, the single greatest Depulso master of all time. Whilst reading about her, I learnt that she built a secret Depulso training room here at Hogwarts. But in typical clever Herodiana fashion, one cannot access it unless one knows Depulso, which of course, 3rd years aren't taught. Quick one, aren't you? That one may have been exaggerated, but lots of the stories about her certainly aren't. Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch? No. Incorrect. The answer was the golden snidget. Correct! Which potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck? Well done. I'm afraid the answer was Felix Felicis. Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organised competitions. The snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question. The tale of the 3 brothers involves which magical artifacts? No. The answer was the Deathly Hallows. Correct. According to Beadle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consists of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. I'm sorry, but the correct answer was the quaffle. That's right. When a chaser throws the quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. Correct. Actually, the answer was false. Want to test your knowledge on some more difficult questions? While Polyjuice Potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. I'll give you this book if you humour me by answering a few questions from my quiz. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest? If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. True or false? Polyjuice Potion allows the drinker to change species. What governmental body directly preceded the Ministry of Magic? Did she now? Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Splendid! Just a few questions and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Now, to get back to researching more questions for my quiz. Hence, I have created a small quiz just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. Back to test your knowledge. Let me know if you change your mind. Emeric the Evil was killed in a duel against whom? That's correct. The Wizards' Council disbanded in 1707 after the creation of the International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which required a more structured government to support its enforcement. Which dragon breed is the smallest? No, I'm sorry, but the answer was the Peruvian viper tooth. Though the viper tooth is the smallest breed, averaging at around 15 feet in length, it is also the fastest breed and feared for its venomous fangs. That's right! Who founded the village of Hogsmeade? It is believed that Hengist used the Three Broomsticks Inn as his home. The hide-behind was accidentally created by crossbreeding a ghoul with what other magical creature? Yes! While the hide-behind has the power of invisibility, those who have seen it have described it as a tall, thin monkey with silver hair. What is the only spell known to repel a lethifold? Well done. That's it. The only known survivor of a lethifold attack was a wizard named Flavius Belby, who was on holiday in Papua New Guinea at the time. One of the principal exceptions to Gamp's law is that food cannot be conjured, though it can be summoned. Who published the law of elemental transfiguration? What does the Hogwarts motto translate to? Correct! That's right! Which magical creature is the only one known to produce eggs through its mouth? In Latin, the Hogwarts motto is Draco dormiens nunquam titilandus. According to Parselmouths, each of the rune's paws' 3 heads serves a different function. The left head is the planner, the middle is the dreamer, and the right is the critic. The American school was founded in the 17th century by Iseult Sayre and James Stewart. Where is Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry located? Well done! That's the answer. Amatentia smells differently to every person, according to what they find attractive, such as dusty book covers or... What is the most powerful love potion known to wizard kind? Are you interested in continuing on to the next round? They're my most difficult questions. No, that's incorrect. The answer was the Wizard's Council. That's fine. Come and find me if you'd like to try later. Brilliant! No, the answer was Hengist of Woodcroft. Actually, the answer was the Patronus charm. That's incorrect. The answer was a demiguise. That's incorrect. The answer I was looking for was Gamp. No, the answer was never tickle a sleeping dragon. No, Ilvermorny is actually located on Mount Greylock. That's incorrect. The correct answer was the rune's paw. Incorrect. The answer was Amatentia. Wonderful! I do admire your thirst for knowledge. Well, are you ready to test your expertise with my most difficult questions? That's right. Emmerich gained notoriety for terrorising villages in the south of England during the Middle Ages when he was the master of the Elder Wand. Incorrect. The answer was Egbert the Egregious. That's right. If a chaser keeps their hand on the quaffle as it goes through the goal, what foul are they committing? Blatching is flying to intentionally collide with a player. Stooging is when 2 chasers knock the other team's keeper away from the goals so that a 3rd chaser can score. The answer was actually haversacking. Correct! A bite from a mackled malaclaw has the unusual side effect of causing what? Native to the European coastline, the effects of a malaclaw's bite can last up to a week. What plant excretes stink sap? Correct! The Mimbleless Mimbletonia plant secretes stink sap as a defensive mechanism when touched. No, the answer was bad luck. The pepper-up potion evolved from a remedy created by which 12th century wizard? Very good. I'm afraid the correct answer was Mimbleless Mimbletonia. Centuries later, Glover Hipworth would expand on Limfred's previous work to create the pepper-up potion we know today. That's incorrect. The answer was Limfred of Stinchcombe. The story was created by Beadle the Bard, but there are a few versions. I won't spoil what the slipper was for if you haven't read it recently. In The Wizard and the Hopping Pot, what does the elder wizard leave for his son in the hopping pot? The snallygaster is native to which region of the world? That's correct! The part bird, part reptile is a distant relative of the occamy and has serrated fangs and a bulletproof hide. Who is the Muggle knight featured in the Fountain of Fair Fortune? That's right! Correct! The 3 witches in the story are named Asha, Altheda and Amata. Oh, I adore a story that ends with a twist. The world's largest kelpie is also known by what other name? The Office of Misinformation has worked diligently to discredit any Muggle evidence of the kelpie's existence. Correct. Yes. Who was the first Minister for Magic? You've answered all of my questions. It's nice to know there's another student who appreciates the value of knowledge. Gamp's greatest legacy was the founding of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. It outlawed the unforgivable curses. Incorrect. The answer was a single slipper. No. The answer was North America. No. The answer was the Loch Ness Monster. No. The answer was Sir Luckless. No. The first minister was Ulick Gamp. You should be pleased with your performance. Not many students would have done so well. I'm frankly astonished by how well you did. You have a talent for trivia. You might not have got very many right, but I'm sure you learned something regardless. Thank you for humouring me by participating. I had a splendid time. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. I put the book back on the pedestal for you. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult. I'm actually working on something equally interesting, but need help from a 5th year, so it's good you came along. You probably scored higher than Merlin himself would have. Impressive. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Very helpful of you. Good test of one's knowledge, isn't it? I'll do that one day, most likely. I've often wondered what it would be like to ride a hippogriff. The memory of Professor Fig will live on with all of us. I was only just discussing the troll presence in Hogsmeade. By myself, but useful for anyone listening. Such skill. Seems they're a natural. In the end, Ranrock let his anger cloud his view. Perhaps his goals were noble, but not his methods. What? How could you? I'll assume you know what you're doing. It's very disrespectful not to be in your uniform. Inexcusably rude. I'll assume you didn't see me. That's no way to behave in these halls.